Do not adjust your channel, your settings, your internet connection, or your browser, because the absolutely completely random podcast will soon be beginning. Right about now. Enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, December 8th, 2018. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, still recovering and not really looking forward to the rest of December from night shift. Here to bring you some interesting facts, tidbits, and information and fun topics I found throughout the week, scouring the internet, forgetting that I'm doing night shift. Yes, the continuing adventure continues. On top of that, I probably have a bit of a cold and, a little bit of a sore throat, but that's my own problem. So what am I talking about this week? Well, it shouldn't really be a surprise. This one really caught my attention. I'm going to be talking about Fallout 76. Yep, the gigantic backlash that just gets worse and worse and worse as it goes. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, is it going to be bad. Pokemon Go has revealed the trainer battle system. Yes, the thing that they should have had from the start of Pokemon Go is finally going to be coming. Yay! Tumblr has decided to ban all adult content on its site starting December 17th. And this has had the internet in a massive uproar since it happened. And believe me, I was watching the imploding happening all over Twitter. TMS is launching 2 US anime streaming channels. Ooh, neat. That's going to be fun. Let's see. There's a theme park over in Tokyo called J-World Tokyo. It's a manga and anime theme park, and it's closing. Aw, damn. Well, there's another one down. And I'm also going to be discussing the Avengers End Game trailer. Yes, that's right. The thing that dropped earlier this week. And oh, man. I got some thoughts on that. But other than that, that's pretty much what I'm talking about this week. Maybe more, definitely not less, but maybe more. You never know. But this is the point in the show where you all know what happens next. My shameless self-promotion. I could do it as a jingle, but I was told my singing voice is not the world's greatest. And with my sore throat, it's really not helpful. But anyway, if you're in the market for oddities, collectibles, weird shit like you could not believe, strange, unusual things, or just something that you want to have sitting on a coffee table to piss off somebody else, feel free to check out my eBay page. I have a wide variety of stuff that might be able to fit that bill. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay for all your weird oddity collectible needs. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes, and you can also check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page, because I have a Facebook page. What more do I need to say? Alright, so let's get this out of the way. How did my week go? For those of you that were following me on Twitter, you know how my week went. So, I'm still doing night shift. Apparently there's 2 more weeks of night shift. I'm doing 5 days this week. So I'm really going to be out of it come next Saturday. But the podcast will go on. I have never missed one, and I will not start now. Either way, it will go on. But anyway, the majority of my week was spent sleeping. I can safely say this, actually. So, I had to work Sunday, let me phrase it. I was scheduled to work Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. Sunday went in, not a problem. Monday, I slept all day long, and 5:30, literally 15 minutes before I'm supposed to get up anyway, so that I can eat, so I get something to eat, shower, and get ready to leave for work around 9, 10 o'clock, I get a phone call from the store manager telling me, hey, you can't come in tonight. You got to come in tomorrow night. because some people are coming to finish installing something, and you need to be in here because they're coming tomorrow night. So you're all coming in tomorrow night. And she literally tells me this. I spent the whole day asleep. Literally, the whole day I was asleep. Just sleeping the whole day. And I get this phone call. It's 5:30. And she's telling me, you don't have to come in. Well, technically, I couldn't come in because my supervisor wasn't going to be there. Nobody else was going to be there. So it's like, you can't come in. No one will be here. You have to come in tomorrow night instead. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? I spent the whole day asleep. What am I supposed to do? So I ended up spending most of Monday night and Tuesday morning awake. Because I slept all day Monday so that I could be, awake for work. So I was pissed. I can't describe it enough. I was pissed. Honest to God, pissed. I said a few new curse words that made my grandfather blush. He could hear me coming down my stairs, cursing up a blue storm that made him blush. And he's the one I learned most of my curse words from. So I had that. So I went in Tuesday night, and whatever they had to put in, I know what it was, but I'm not going to say it. What they put in took them a whopping 15 minutes. Which angered me more. I want to safely say I was more pissed off then than I was beforehand. Then gets into the good part of, well, can't clock in because the internet's down. Great. So that annoyed me because my entire clock in and clock out got royally screwed up. And it's like, yeah, this is fun. And it's like, I'm pissed off, I'm annoyed, I'm irate. And now I'm probably working for free. Which really, really started burning my ass. So needless to say, Tuesday night and a Wednesday, I was not in the world's greatest of moods. Then we ended up leaving at almost 6 o'clock. We left at like 5:48, so that was when they were all clocking out. And that's because it did get fixed then. My time did get fixed, so I am getting paid happily. Ended up getting like an extra 18 minutes. Then the next night, which was Wednesday night, Wednesday night into Thursday, we got to leave about half an hour early. And then Thursday night into Friday, it was almost a good half an hour we were over again. And it's just making me wonder, well, how bad is it going to be this week? It's just, I can't put it in words. And now this week, I have to start an hour earlier than I did normally for 4 days. And then on the 5th day, I get to go in at the same time that I've been going in lately. So instead of starting at 11, I have to start at 10, which is really great. And Thursday, which is one of the nights that I work, because I only have Tuesday and Saturday off this week, the store starts closing at 11 o'clock, so I have to be in there at 10. I'm going to be there for an entire hour while the store's open, which means that any customers that come in, I'll have to help deal with them if they come and ask me a question, which is really great. I mean, I'm a pleasant and upbeat type person. Believe me, I fake it enough, especially because you have to be nice to the customers, and I know that. I am. I don't, gripe my problems onto them. But it's the fact that why do we have to be in there if we can't do what my position is until the customers are all gone? That defeats the purpose in my book, but you know what? Screw it. I don't care. All I know is that I had to be in there. It's 3 nights literally as the store's closing, and then 1 night for an extra hour, and then a 4th night literally as the store's closing. So there is that. And all for the holidays. Yay, the holidays. So that's been my dumpster fire of a week. Yeah. I did manage to pick up a second tablet. I've been trying to find one to have as a backup, just in case something happens to mine, so I don't have to go through this entire crap again like I did when my beloved Flex Elite died. And like I was saying, it was giving me issues with trying to get Puzzles and Dragons to load, and I was communicating with the seller, and they're like, well, send it back to us, and, we'll replace it, and the replacement should be coming. I'm looking forward to that, so that's giving me some hope, but I'm just mostly hoping that it's going to work at this point. So there's that. Just a whole mess of stuff that's been going on lately, and honestly, I don't know what to make of it. My week was like a freaking train wreck. One disaster after another. I mean, I'm tired, I'm miserable, I'm exhausted. I mean, I actually fell asleep before recording this. I was doing some other recordings, a couple rant videos, a review video, and I dozed off. And I'm like, great, this is just what I freaking need. I'm going to end up trying to force myself to stay awake most of the night so I can sleep tomorrow so I can go to work tomorrow night. This is why I hate night shift. And it's one of those things that it just continues to grow and grow and grow. 2 more weeks, my ass. I'll believe it when I see it. But anyway, that was my week. Let me know how your weeks went. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know how your weeks went. Maybe yours were better than mine. I could use some enlightenment and some enjoyment. Because I can safely tell you that my week sucked. But speaking of weeks, let's get into the podcast because we got a lot to talk about and not a lot of time to do it. Alright, so unless you've been living under a rock for the last, I want to say, 30-some, days, I want to say, give or take, and I'm going to be pulling it up here and double-checking it in a couple minutes. You've definitely heard of Bethesda's Fallout 76. I mean, who the hell hasn't? It was geared to be one of the quintessential games of the year, possibly a contender for Game of the Year. It was so massively hyped at E3 that one year that honestly, everyone who's anyone would have basically been coming out of the woodworks to play this thing. And Bethesda was capitalizing on all of it. This was going to be their first online multiplayer game with individual party of up to 3 others, servers for the games that are dedicated, and players automatically allocated to one of them. Whole bunches of things were going to be happening with this game. And then the garbage pile starts happening. The nails in the coffin from day one. The game is garbage, apparently. Now, they are doing, I want to say, oh god. They are technically doing patches to fix some of these. But, yeah, it's not going very well. So, what is the big deal with this? It's bad. It flat out bad. I actually watched the Angry Joe show. I tweeted this on Twitter. I shared it on Twitter, I should say. The episode. I thought I had anger issues with my rant videos. Holy crap, does he take it to a whole new level? And I subscribe now to his channel because that's funny. His show is pretty good. Get a chance to check it out, you should. It's pretty good. But by the way, there'll be a link to that episode in the description, by the way, because he does a really good job of explaining this. But basically, people that were paying that pre-ordered this thing and paid the $200, they got screwed. They got hooed, screwed, and tattooed, basically. Because all you basically bought was a vinyl bag, a canvas bag that turned out to be vinyl because of a quality issue, and basically a chintzy cheap-ass helmet, which I swear to God, Odin Abbott could make a better version of if you give him the same amount of money. Probably even less than they could probably make you 2 of them, and a Pip-Boy. But anyway, it got worse as it goes on. So, the whole canvas bag thing, though, is the biggest issue because it was revealed recently that the last and final nail in Bethesda's coffin on this was that there were support leaks for the customers that you requested the replacement bag. Now, Bethesda said that we will honor all the replacements because the fans were pissed. I mean, the game's buggy. It doesn't work. Todd, the guy at Bethesda, goes, there'll be no servers, but there's a server because it keeps disconnecting you. There's a glitch that you can't do much damage. You can't drop more than 3 nukes, or at least more than 1 nuke at a time, because then that causes a server to crash. The nuke codes were farmed and leaked all over Reddit. So much was wrong with this game from the get-go, and this was supposed to be their quintessential, godchild, as it were. And it failed miserably. So much so that Todd Howard, that's the guy's name, I guarantee you his ass is going to be out of a job. I mean, when the dust settles, he's probably going to be fired from this. There is no coming back from a train wreck like this. I mean, in all honesty, they are searching for the black box with this, wholeheartedly. Well, with the canvas bags, we have this new issue now where customer information got leaked. Names, addresses, credit card numbers. It's like the last 3 or 4 digits. And that information getting leaked because you need to get the replacement canvas bag, and Bethesda screwing up their own site would be the final straw as far as I was concerned. Because now you not only have a game that the game company purposely swindled you out of money on, screwed you over with the pre-release bonuses that you pre-ordered, made the game basically unplayable, forcing the price of the game to drop dramatically. And then, basically, when they say, here, you can get your replacement bag because we're sorry for the trash, as the one person put it, a ghetto trash bag, which is literally all it was. That was just like, honestly, it was a green trash bag. That was it. Somebody should have seen that and said the fans are going to get pissed at this. And somebody did. Sadly, it was a fan, but yeah. But after all that, now you have credit card issues where people's identities are probably out there now. Somebody could have easily gotten all that information, and there's a good chance that they are probably making fake identities for 90% of those, if not all of them that they got their hands on. Especially in this day and age with people having debt and everything else, they're going to easily take that information, apply for a new credit card in your name, and suddenly there goes their debt because you just paid it for them. All because Bethesda couldn't be intelligent enough to secure their own website. Massive glitches in the game. Bugs galore. $60 game my ass. You have the canvas bag issue. You have the fact that the game is so bad it's dropped in price. It was like practically overnight. I think it was like within a few weeks, but practically overnight the game's dropping in price. I mean, I think it's like a $20 game now. Don't quote me on that. I haven't been able to find any concrete proof. Fans are pissed. Outrages galore. Lawsuits for, false advertising. I mean, you promised an adventure and you basically handed them a steaming pile of crap, topped right on top with the cherry of identity theft. Way to go, Bethesda! Woo! Bethesda, you screwed the pooch on that. I can't even begin to explain that in enough ways. So, this whole thing comes about, but I think the most damning of this is I want to know this. Now, I looked up the Wikipedia page on this because everybody has been ripping this thing apart. And I mean, it's completely horrendous. The Guardian called the game a pointless walk in a post-apocalypse featuring half-baked conflict and witless guests to unearth the dead. And that was just one of the, reviews given for it. But the scores, some of these are questionable. Now, Metro, US Gamer, The Guardian, VideoGamer.com, I want to say IGN and PC Games End. Maybe PC Gamer U. No, not PC Gamer US. No, you screwed yourself too. GameSpot and Games Radar Plus. They gave the game low scores, like 4 or less. With Metro giving it a 3, The Guardian giving it a 2. VideoGamer.com giving it a 4. US Gamer giving it a 2. Games Radar Plus giving it like a 2.5. GameSpot giving it a 4. Then you have IGN and PC Games and giving it a 5 out of 10, which I want to know what they were smoking. You have the Metacritic for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, giving the PC and PS4 a 52 out of 100 and the Xbox One a 49 out of 100. But the score that takes the cake, you have a 60 out of 100, and the one that I have got to ask what the hell they were smoking at this point, Game Informer with a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10, in my book, means that you can at least sit down and play it. Based on everything that I've seen, you can't sit down for longer than 10 minutes without the thing crashing on you. There are more bugs than an exterminator's convention. And you honestly are okay with this? Giving this thing a 6 out of 10? Well, I guess it's safe to know we know where Game Informer's allegiance lies. Bethesda must have them in their back pocket. It's horrifying that a game like this got pushed out, and now with all the new issues, the security issue, the possible identity theft, I mean, it's horrible. And here's the main thing here with the canvas duffel bag of the controversy. So, this is the best part. With the Power Armored Special Edition, Bethesda advertised that the edition would include a canvas duffel bag, but a nylon one was included instead. Responding to customer complaints, Bethesda claimed that the bag had to be changed due to unavailability of materials. The publisher received criticism for not making the change known beforehand, with Eurogamer pointing out that the bag's description on Bethesda's website had only changed to read nylon after complaints had been submitted. Bethesda later offered affected customers free in-game currency as compensation, equating to $5. Yeah, 500 atoms, which is pretty much all you can do with that in the game is buy yourself a beard or a tattoo. No, I think it's a beard. That's all you can pretty much buy yourself. And that's from the Angry Joe show, by the way. I don't play this crap. Additionally, it was discovered not long after that Bethesda had given a different canvas bag to online influencers, adding to fans' outrage. On December 3rd, they announced that they would be producing canvas bags for all owners of the Power Armor Special Edition, which led into the data breach controversy when a glitch supporting the system revealed personal information of all Fallout 76 customers that submitted a support ticket. Users were able to close tickets, open tickets of other customers themselves, view personal information including names, addresses, emails, partial credit card information. All of this is occurring, and you're wondering why. Why you're seriously having issues with this. The game saw a price drop in North America less than 1 week after its initial release, with some pundits listing poor sales as the reason for the price cut. I'm speechless. I mean, you have data breaches that basically take people's identities, so you've identity thefted how many people? You've screwed over your fan base, you've screwed over your customers, you've screwed over the developers. Anybody that had a hand in that game, I guarantee you, is going to be laughed out of the video game industry, never have another job again, unless they decide to branch out on their own or they omit that from their resume. You screwed over so many people with this, and honestly, it just seems like you're smiling and laughing the whole way, taking it like, man, I didn't do anything wrong, though, because this is how I roll. Yeah, I can see that. So can everybody. It's a horrible thing. But, fine. Okay, not an issue. You want to go down this road, see what happens. I know there was like lawsuits filed. I can't wait to see how that ends. They'll probably settle those out of court. This is going to cost Bethesda big. So if anybody out there, and I want to say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly, but if anybody out there was stupid enough to buy the pre-order thing and you want your money back, my best bet and suggestion would be to sell the helmet or sell the duffel bag if and when you get it. And just recoup your losses from that. Because that game isn't even worth the disc it's printed on. You would literally be using that for target practice because nobody's going to buy it. Not even as a joke. And it's horrible. But it's just, that's what happens when you let stupid people in charge of, important things. Bad stuff happens. And that proves it. It proves it wholeheartedly. It really does. Alright, so let's talk about the new Avengers trailer. This thing dropped earlier this week. I think it was like yesterday or Wednesday or somewhere in between there. It dropped, and holy hell. Let's just get this out of the way. Massive excitement built up for this, but I have one growing concern and issue. If we're killing Iron Man in this, I'm going to be pissed. Because it starts off, and spoiler by the way for those of you that haven't seen it, again, link in the description, check it out. But anyway, for those of you that haven't seen it, Tony Stark's basically drifting in space, and it's brought to his attention that his food and water, to our attention anyway, that his food and water ran out about 3 or 4 days ago. Oxygen's going to run out in the morning. He's recording a message to Pepper Potts telling her that he loves her and that she's going to be the last thing he thinks about as he dies. And then we're immediately taken back to Earth, or to that planet where Thanos is on. And we see his armor there in like a cross, scarecrow type deal, as he's walking through, I'm guessing like a field of something he's planted or flowers or something. And we're taken immediately to Earth, where Steve Rogers and Black Widow are contemplating what to do next. That Thanos is actually won. That 50% of all life has been exterminated and completely eliminated. So, you have a crap ton of people are gone. Basically, at this point, they're believing Scott Lang to be gone, Ant-Man, Henry Pym, Janet Van Dyke, all the people from Ant-Man, they're gone. You have, what's the other ones? Nick Fury, Maria Ross, T'Challa, Falcon, Groot, Star-Lord, Drax, so many characters. Spider-Man, so many characters are gone. Bucky, they're all dead. Bruce Banner's still around. You have Iron Man who's floating in space. Very few characters and heroes are left. And Captain America's trying to figure out what to do next. And they're formulating a plan. And Black Widow goes, well, Steve, this is going to work. And he's like, this has to work. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't. I don't really care, Steve. None of us... I'm not a big fan of you, but yeah, none of us really care. We see that... At least I'm assuming now this character, I'm assuming that it's Hawkeye. Because it looks like Clint Barton from Age of Ultron. So that means he's alive. But he looks pissed, royally gruff, like he has been fighting apocalyptic survival style. He just badasses wiping a blade off in his, like the folding part of his elbow. It's like he just like badasses himself. And it's like, okay, what the hell is going on here? And it's like, yeah, we're trying it, we've lost people. These are trying times and everything else. The trailer just looks so amazing. For this being, I'm assuming, the final Avengers movie. But it kind of ends with a little bit of humor because here you have Captain America freaking the hell out because there's nobody left. But a small handful of heroes that he can call upon and utilize. He wants to be the big man in charge. And he's trying to formulate a plan. And all of a sudden, here's Scott Lang at the door, driving up in this hippie van. I guess you want to say it is like an old school hippie van, but it's not a VW van. It's something I think like my grandfather would have drove if he would have had something like that. He drives up in this thing, and he's at the front door, and he's going, "Hey, it's Scott Lang. You might know me. We met a couple years ago at the airport in Germany. Ant-Man, do you know if that's me? You want to buzz me in?" And Captain America's like, is this a recorded message? And Black Widow goes, "That's the front door." So it's like he's still alive. We know he's still alive. He's trapped in this like little pocket microverse type deal. So we know he's alive. Spoiler, by the way, if you didn't know that. We know he's alive. It's the rest of them are gone. So how he escapes from that is really the $1 million question. But we have that. So much other stuff is happening in this trailer that, as for a teaser, it's really good. I mean, it has me wanting to know more. But like I said, if we're killing off Iron Man, I'm freaking pissed. Iron Man's my favorite character. You want to get rid of somebody? Get rid of Captain America. What the hell did he do in the last movie? And if you go, well, he went hand-to-hand with Thanos, so did Tony Stark. He was in the Iron Man suit. He was going toe-to-toe with Thanos, too. And he went toe-to-toe with Thanos before Thanos got the final stone. So, actually, hell, he went up against Thanos with Thanos still needing 2 stones, and Captain America, I think Thanos had the Mind Stone or was just getting the Mind Stone. So either way, it's still not that big of a deal. They both did it. The thing is that I would still pick Iron Man over Captain America. I'm sorry. I really would. And the fact that the trailer is just making you feel like this massive, we've royally lost. This is the first time the Avengers have been beaten. It's really not the first time you've been beaten. Ultron kind of kicked your ass a bit. You got your butts handed to you a couple other times. You don't win all the fights. They just get drawn out longer than it should be. But you're making this seem like, well, that's it. We've lost the will to go on. Yeah, well, then you lost the will to go on. So be it. Now, I'm not into the whole comics. I haven't seen them all. My one friend was telling me, well, Thanos no longer has the will to use the gauntlet because he's done what he's done, and he now has to live with the consequences. Yeah, he does, but at the same time, he really isn't going to care. He's going to give about as much of a rat's ass as I would if I would run over an entire ant colony with a car tire. That's honestly about how much thought I think he's really going to have at this point. Now, granted, think about it. I mean, he's killed before. But still, I mean, I don't see the man having massive remorse like, I should have never done this. You can't tell me he wouldn't have been thinking about that prior to this, that it was not going through his mind that I should not have done this. But there is that. But the whole thing is just culminating so well into this that it's honestly really well done, really well created, really well thought out. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it. Like I said, I'll try to have a link in the description below so you can check it out. It's worth it. It's called Avengers End Game. That's going to be the title of the 4th Avengers movie. Sounds pretty freaking cool. Too bad we couldn't have had Avengers Civil War instead of Captain America Civil War. Would have made a little more sense. But yeah, alright, whatever, to each their own. But still, the trailer was cool. I'm not going to deny that. The trailer was kick-ass. Yeah, I mean, it was just freaking amazing. Highly well done. I'm just curious what the Stan Lee cameo is going to be in this. Because we know that he pre-recorded a whole bunch of them prior to his death. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see what he's cameoing as in that. But still, you know, it's cool. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. I really am. So Pokemon Go this week announced that they're finally going to be doing the trainer battle system. This honestly is something that I think this game should have had from the start. And yes, first off, I'm still amazed that this is still active. I mean, with so many people playing this yet, I'm amazed. But then again, with the whole Meltan thing and the raid battles, it's just a matter of time before this was going to be coming. They're slowly, finally giving everybody what the trailer all those years ago was selling. Back at that Super Bowl commercial, what that trailer was selling, they're finally starting to give to everybody. So, sorry about that. Players are going to be able to battle any player they encounter by scanning special QR codes. Most players will have to be nearby each other to use the feature. But Ultra and best friends in the game will be able to battle each other from any distance. Both players in the battle will receive rewards, including rare evolution items. My guess is probably going to be ones that they haven't released yet, that you can't get at Pokestops, would be my guess here. Players will choose teams of 3 Pokemon to use in trainer battles. The previously revealed league system will determine which Pokemon players can use in each battles. Trainer battles will have 3 leagues. The Great League will have a maximum of 1500 CP per Pokemon. The Ultra League will have a maximum of 2500 CP per Pokemon. And the Master League will have no CP limit at all. In addition to the fast attacks and charged attacks that can already be used in other types of battles in the game, players will be able to unlock an additional charged attack by using Stardust and Candy. Players will also be able to use new Protect Shields during trainer battles, but only a limited number will be available in each battle. In addition, players will be able to train in battles with team leaders Spark, Candela, and Blanche, I think it's Blanche, once per day. Players will receive rewards for these battles, which will include Stardust, and be able to increase the level of their Ace Trainer medals. Players have not been able to advance their Ace Trainer medals since the game's major battle system update last summer. So that's something that's huge here. Trainer battles have been created from the ground up for Pokemon Go under Niantic's core principles and social gameplay, said the Vice President of Product at Niantic, Ken Kawai. Or K Kawai, I'm sorry. Getting players outside and exploring the real world together. Niantic's product manager for Pokemon Go, Matt Silman, said the upcoming launch of trainer battles marks the very beginning for what we envision for this new dynamic social feature, which will grow and evolve over time with new gameplay mechanics. The game began releasing Pokemon that originally appeared in the Sinnoh region, which debuted in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in October. The game revealed the all-new mythical Pokemon Meltan in September, and the Pokemon became obtainable with the release of the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Nintendo Switch games on November 18th. Yeah, in case you forgot that was a thing. The app launched here in the United States, though, in general, back in July of 2016. So for over 2 years, people have been going outside and catching Pokemon all over the world, basically. And now you get to battle people. So they're taking a game that's already getting people off their asses and outside, and now they're finally giving them the ability to duke it out inside the game for the hell of it. Like I said, something that they should have had from the start. And I know that there's going to be some conspiracy theorists out there that are going to be cracking theories on this as to, oh my god, so this is like pre all the games. And it's like, yeah, you could say that, but here's the thing. The big draw to this is the fact that you can finally show off the Pokemon that you've been gaining strength from. And if you're going to get Stardust, you can probably use that to increase their levels as it is. Oh, wait, no, that is what you do to increase their levels, I think. I don't play the game. So, I mean, at best, I walk it for my friend if she remembers her phone, her husband doesn't have it, and if she needs a bank run and I feel like taking a walk, I'll walk her phone for her. Other than that, I don't do much in the way of walking. I mean, seriously. So, yeah, I mean, that's the entire thing. So Pokemon Go is finally getting what they've been preaching and trying to sell for from the inception here. The question is it going to be good, or is this going to be like a double-edged sword where it's going to be good, but only on paper, which is kind of what I'm afraid of. Because, I mean, unless they're going to do it right. Now, don't get me wrong. They could try doing it right here by, like, limiting it, putting it, like, on one server or something, and, like, making it so that people in the Niantic office can go around and try battling to get an idea of, okay, does this work? No? Okay, well, then we got to take it back to formula. Does it work now? Yeah? Okay, good. Roll out that patch and pop it up to the server, and let's make this baby rain. They can do things like that. But it's just one of those massively questionable things that you still don't know what it's going to do entirely until it's done. I mean, this could create a massive issue, which Niantic might have to then put out compensation, which they're going to hate doing. Or this could be a really great idea of, hey, it worked out way better than we thought. We don't have to do anything. Which is not entirely bad. So, yeah, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Especially with, like, app-based games, any update could technically be the game killer. I could use a perfectly good example here. That HeroBots Build to Battle, they did an update. I sing that game's praises. I will not deny that. I sang that game's praises. And then they just turned right around and screwed me to the wall. Because then all of a sudden they came out with an update, and they got rid of the you get a free part a day, X amount of free parts, X amount of days, you can get like one X amount of days. They got rid of that with the one update, and it's like, well, that's freaking wonderful. So what's my incentive now to battle? Because you have a massive difficulty spike for the one area. And I mean, it was a massive difficulty spike. Huge. So it's like, yeah, I really don't see much in the way of me playing this game anymore, so I was done with it. And I wasn't the only one, because then later updates are hurting them even more. So yeah, it's one of those, the people will know if it's good or bad based upon how it does, but with mobile-based games, any app update can be the game killer. It really could, depending on how it's done. That's pretty much all I gotta say on that. So, if you're looking forward to Pokemon Go and if you're playing it, good news, you'll get to enjoy trainer battles coming soon to a phone near you. Okay, so besides getting screwed out of work and sleep on Monday and an entire day in the process, something else happened in the world, and that something else came in the form of an announcement from Tumblr. Now, this is actually quite entertaining here. So Tumblr announced, and I'm really still getting a good chuckle out of this, that starting December 17th of this year, they will be banning all adult content on Tumblr. Now, this isn't an uncommon practice. There's a lot more sites are doing this. Twitter already does it. I know Facebook's been starting it. DeviantArt, I've been hearing, is doing it too. They're going around and they're like getting off some stuff that they believe is way too, NSFW or not safe for work, stuff like that. So you have all of that. But with Tumblr, a lot of people were complaining because apparently they're targeting anything that is considered explicit, such as sexual content and nudity on the site. It's going to be banned. As I said, the banned content primarily includes photos, videos, or GIFs that show real-life human genitals or female presenting nipples, and any content including photos, videos, and GIFs and illustrations that depict sex acts. The ban, though, has a guideline on certain exceptions that are still permitted, such as females presenting nipples in connection to breastfeeding, birth, or after-birth moments, medical situations, written erotica, nudity in political or newsworthy speech, and nudity found in art. The only downside, though, with this is that there are some anime people out there that are wondering if this is basically being geared towards them again, because, and this is something that a few similar sites have done before, where they believe that anime is, explicit. So they don't want it on their site. So they'll go, no, we don't want you to have this on our site. We don't want this on our site anymore. It's, it's nudity, it's naked, and it's literally nothing. It's like an anime character fully clothed standing in a background, and they get upset by that. So this is Tumblr saying, and so many people are upset about this, I want to say for the wrong reasons, basically. And I've read some of the comments on Twitter. They're not very pleasant, I'm not going to lie, but honestly, I've seen the comments. There's really nothing that you can do that's going to prevent them from doing it. It's their choice. The platform is currently using an algorithm to automatically flag adult content and notify the users that their content will be hidden after December 17th. Posts with adult content will be set to private, preventing them from being shared. Some users are already reporting the algorithm incorrectly flagged content as adult. Tumblr noted that users can appeal their flagged content. Jeff Ornofrino, the Tumblr CEO, added that regarding using automated tools, we know there will be mistakes, and that the system will need human input to help train and keep our system in check. Yeah. Don't really know about that. But, and here's what I was talking about. Because you have many creators, including illustrators, animators, and fan artists from Japan and other countries, use the platform to post art, adult content, or otherwise, and write blog posts. So this might actually do more harm than good for Tumblr. And like I said, people that I was reading the comments for on Twitter were getting pissed off for the wrong reasons. They're getting mad because Tumblr's doing this, whereas they should be getting mad because they're flat out telling people that what we consider to be inappropriate is what's going to get flagged. You can, and I like how they're saying that, there's going to be mistakes, and it's going to need human input. But that human input still has to determine whether or not it'll meet your guidelines, which you could easily say, no, that doesn't meet it. It's, no, that doesn't meet it. It's banned. And there starts up the massive problem of, well, now we don't want to go to Tumblr. DeviantArt's already getting rid of some of their stuff. Facebook, like I said, already has a thing in place. So does Instagram. I know Twitter does. So you have all of that. Now, whether or not the systems ever actually get used and used correctly, that's still up for debate. But still, nonetheless, it's basically, there. With this, though, it's just a reaction from people freaking the hell out that I got the kick out of the most. Because the one person on Twitter put down, just remember where you were the day that Tumblr decided to implode upon itself. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that sounds about right. After I read the article, I'm like, yeah, that definitely sounds about right. Like I said, it's not really Tumblr's fault. You can't blame them. But at the same time, they know that they screwed up on it. And they're trying to fix it. Because, in all honesty, they could have... And I'm just going to throw this out there for you. You could have easily put in a mature system with a double or triple check system. Where the account, they can't just say, yes, I'm over this age. They have to put in their date. And if their date, they have to log in and put in their date. And if their date doesn't match what they put in from their profile, then you can block them from seeing it and go, nope, you cannot see this. A triple check system would be the better solution than just flat out saying we're getting rid of it, kiss off. Because, like I said before, a lot of people use this to show off their artwork. What that's going to do is make them want to go somewhere else, which there isn't much else where they can go. It's basically you have two houses that are for sale. The one's got a leaky roof. The other's got no floors. Which is the lesser of two evils here? The one with no floors or the one with a leaky roof? Keep in mind, you don't know why the roof's leaking. It could be bright sunny out and the roof's leaking. So that opens up a floodgate of questions as to what the hell's wrong with that. So, yeah, that's like the situation we have here. They could go to DeviantArt, but DeviantArt's doing the same thing, versus they could just stay with Tumblr, but have to deal with Tumblr, saying bye-bye. And yes, before somebody says it, well, there's also the third door of Google, like, Blogspot. Well, yes and no, because remember, Google tried this a couple years ago. They put out a thing that they were going to ban any accounts and get rid of anything that was considered not safe for work, inappropriate, stuff like that. And then they immediately reversed their decision after they realized how much of a loss they were going to take from people using their service, which dropped like a freaking stone. That's not to say that, this is going to happen to Tumblr, but just keep it in mind, there's really not much you can do if it starts going south fast. All you can do is just get out of its way. And truthfully, that's pretty much all they can do right now. So this is set to happen at this point. I want to say it's a little over a week. Literally. Yeah, a little over a week from now it's set to happen, so that's when it's going to happen. That'll be the final nail in the coffin, I guess, and people are not going to be happy, but there's really nothing you can do. Like I said, and I apologize for those of you that feel uncomfortable with this. I kind of felt uncomfortable too, but here's the thing. We all know nudity exists. You're born naked. We all know nudity exists. It's just the fact that what people are considering appropriate nudity versus inappropriate is always going to be the discussion. I'm not going to have it here. I'm not going to start the discussion here. I'm not going to carry it. I'm not ever going to bring it up. But with this, it's what they're considering appropriate. Which, like I said, for anime fans, they can instantly go, that's not appropriate, that's not appropriate, that's not appropriate, when it's perfectly fine. And honestly, that's the main issue. It's like, it could be perfectly fine, not be an issue, and they're going to claim that it is an issue because they don't want it shown. That's what it is, basically, that we're dealing with, and that's honestly the issue at hand. Oh, this. But Tumblr, I'm assuming, knows what they're doing. I assume that they're ready for the backlash that's going to happen from it. It's inevitable, basically. So, yeah, to each their own, I guess. To each their own. All right, let's talk about this. This is kind of an interesting topic. So, TMS is launching 2 U.S. anime streaming channels. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with TMS, it's TMS Entertainment, basically. It's an anime production company. It's over in Japan. They're launching, at least I'm assuming it's still in Japan yet. I don't know, they may have moved over here for all I know. But they're launching 2 channels, or they launched, I should say, 2 channels. TMS Anime for anime fans and TMS Kids for children. For streaming in the United States back in October. The company... Future Today Incorporated developed the 2 channels, which are both free, ad-supported, and available on Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku devices. Ooh! I'll have to try to check that out. Another channel for Roku, an anime channel nonetheless. TMS Anime Channel features the following titles. We got Actually I Am, Bananya, Brave 10, Godmars, Ita Kiss, The Pilot's Love Song, Saint Celia, The Lost Canvas, ZX Ignition. All the above series are available in their entirety. All series are in Japanese with English subtitles except Saint Celia, which is Japanese without subtitles. Bananya episodes have a watermark at the bottom of every episode that reads TMS Sample. The TMS Kids channel features the following titles. You have Banyanya, Galaxy High School, Monster Rancher, Sherlock Hound, and Sonic X. All of the TMS Kids series are English dubbed except for Banyanya, which is the same version as the stream on TMS Anime. Galaxy High School, Sherlock Hound, and Banyanya, or Banyanya, I'm mispronouncing that, I know it, are available in their entirety. Monster Rancher has the first 48 of 73 episodes available, while Sonic X has the first 77 of 78 episodes available. TMS plans to stream more titles such as Lupin the Third as well on this magical little list there. So this is actually kind of cool, getting some more streaming channels for anime that are free. So far, you just have like the Anime All Day channel on Pluto, and some that claim they're free, but you need to do like a free trial, like Verve, Funimation Now, and ones like that. You can pull up some strictly anime-only shows on like Tubi or some of the other ones, but you got to be careful. They may be subbed and not dubbed, depending on what your preference is. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Seriously, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. But you have that entire nightmare to contend with. But the fact that you don't really have much in the way of good titles to start off with, I'm kind of worried that you may not get many asses in the seats to watch this. I mean, if you had a decent starting lineup, like you throw in a shonen series that, everybody knows, or one that, may have been seen like 3 or 4 times, like maybe Tenshin Muyo, you may have a chance there. Now, while granted you may not have much of the license for Tenshin, if at all, still would be pretty cool to get, them on board. But honestly, it could be worse. I mean, it's not an entirely bad lineup, so to speak, but it's also not exactly that world's greatest of a lineup. I mean, there's some shows on there that I've never heard of, and I am not a fan of Saint Celia in any way, shape, or form. I don't care what, series it is, what part it is, I don't like it, period. I never have, and I never will. But that's just me. the fact that you have some of the more classic anime series on the kiddie channel, like Monster Rancher and Sonic X, kind of bring in some questionable acts here, because Monster Rancher was a good show in its own right. Sonic X, after you got the Chaos Emeralds, it got better. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, I mean, that's something cool to look forward to. I'll try to see on my day off where it is on the Roku channel. That sounds pretty cool, actually, to have that. Yeah, I mean, there's not enough anime streaming channels out there as it is, like I said, for free. So that's actually pretty cool. So I'll have to check that out, see if I can find that. But yeah, it's not too bad. Sounds pretty neat. Some sad and somber news out of Tokyo. The J-World Tokyo manga and anime theme park is sadly closing down. So J-World Tokyo is a Jump manga theme park featuring characters from Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, and more. But as of February 17th of next year, it will be no more. According to Comic Natalie, J-World Tokyo opened back in 2013 in Ikebukuro. I should say. The indoor amusement park has been home to a variety of Jump-themed attractions and food over the years. No reason seems to have been given, though, considering how big Japan's current tourism boom is. It's surprised to see a manga-themed attraction like this shutting itself down. A lot of people are thinking it might have worked out better as an outdoor park rather than an indoor one. Personally, I kind of think it works better the way it was. I've seen the pictures of it, and it kind of works better the way it was, because you have so many people that can now see it the way that you saw it. Oh, I really like this character. I can interact with it. Oh, I really like this scene or this part of the show. Or, oh, I really like this set in the show. And I can interact with it almost like I'm part of the show itself. Yes, I could see how annoying that would get, but still, it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not exactly a good thing. That being said, though, shutting down seems like a pretty massive statement, even for them. I mean, you don't see Disney World closing down every single time they don't have tourists for an entire day. All of a sudden, it's like, well, we got to tear down this Disney World or Disneyland because we're not making enough money. It's asinine. I saw some of the pictures, though. Some of the attractions were like a Yamcha crater. You can stand behind Yajirobe, Goku and Piccolo fighting, which is always cool to see. Little Gohan, and yeah, it's about it. It's still freaking funny. It honestly is. Really great sense of humor, really great ideas. It's just, I'm really sad that it's going, because it might have actually done extremely well had it been given a chance. So, it sucks, but at the same time, it's an understandable why it sucks, basically. So, yeah, it's not good, but at least you know why, deep down inside, basically. But, yep, that's about it for that one. It's closing down February of next year, and that's it. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to pretty much do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'm falling asleep, so I've got to get some sleep, go to bed so I can get up and then do some stuff till 10, 10:30, then go back to sleep again so I can get up and go to work. Yay, fun! But yeah, if you have a topic or anything you'd like me to discuss here on the podcast, feel free to send it one of 4 ways. Either plop it into the discussion section on my YouTube channel, or you can always email it to the podcast at acrpodcast@gmail.com. You can also drop it on my Twitter page at Otaku Roads, and don't forget you can also post it up on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. All 4 of those ways are yours to pretty much find, if you will, to make videos for me to talk about, or at least topics, I should say, for me to talk about. Not really videos. You can do topics that I can talk about here on the podcast. Don't forget to look forward to some new Andrew Rants videos coming out this week. And for those of you that were unable to solve Pixie's challenge, I and Cap solved it, and my mom solved it. Apparently she saw it. For those of you that are wondering what the answer was, it's simple. The Q&A video deadline is fast upon us. Please have all of your questions submitted by midnight on December 22nd. I am shooting for a December 25th video upload. That's right, I am aiming for Christmas on this one, to upload this on Christmas for everyone to enjoy. So make sure you have those questions ready to go, because I'm looking forward to trying to answer all of your questions right here on the podcast like I usually do. Oh, sorry, right here on this channel. Yeah, I told you, I'm tired. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I'm Andrew Rhodes. Thanks for being here, everybody. And until next week, bye. Take care, everybody.